YouTube, how's it going? Welcome back to Paul's Wrath. My name is JD, and today we're doing an optimized playthrough of Pokémon Crystal using one of my favorite Pokemon Generation 2. We played through the regular playthrough last week. This week we're playing through an optimized playthrough, and that Pokemon is Scizor. Let's go over the stats, then we'll dive into the playthrough. HP is 70, attack is 130, defense is 100, special attack is 55, special defense is 80, and speed is 65. Special attacks are our worst stat, however, we don't really use any special moves with this Pokemon anyway, and our attack being 130 is amazing. Defense is pretty good at 100. We did lose some speed in the previous evolution, the prior evolution of this Pokemon, Scizor. Scizor was very fast, but we lost some speed, but we gained some things in defense and also in attack. And then HP 70 is decent, and special defense is decent. Let's go and dive into this playthrough. The first battle of the game is against our rival, as per tradition. His name is Triple Question Mark. We gave our rival a Cyndaquil. Cyndaquil is fire type. We are 4 times weak to fire. That is the only thing we're weak to in this game. That's why we gave him the fire type Pokemon Cyndaquil. We named our Pokemon Edward Scizor. If you get the joke, get it. You get it. If you get it, get it. You don't, you don't. And with 3 wing attacks, we knock out the Cyndaquil, beat our rival, and we're going to move right on to the next portion of the game. We'll do some training. We'll talk about this Pokemon. So, first thing, we added a move, wing attack. This is an optimized playthrough. There's not really a great egg move with this Pokemon. The only thing that was pretty good was a prior evolution move. It was this or Sonic Boom, and I opted for this. It's not the super greatest move. It's not like Stab or anything. However, it is a 60 base power move that goes off for physical attack stat. So that's why I chose it, and it does make this Pokemon significantly better in the early game. And it doesn't actually last after a certain point in the game, so it's not the greatest advantage, but it does give it something good stuff in the early game. It will get a nice boost once we beat Falkner. We are a Bug Steel type, which, like I said, we're only weak to one thing, and that's fire types. Everything else, we have a lot of resistances with this Pokemon. It's a embarrassment of riches is the best way to put it. We're immune to poison. We resist normal bugs, steel, grass, psychic, ice, dragon, and in future generations, we are resistant to fairy. And we are in a medium fast growth rate. I really am shocked that this Pokemon's in the medium fast growth rate. It's such a good Pokemon. I figured this Pokemon would be in the slow growth rate. However, medium fast, we will take it. We'll run with it. It's something amazing that we're going to happen. And when it comes to our moves, we stuck with Hidden Power Ground. Hidden Power Ground is a great move. It counters a lot of things that we deal with, especially like in the mid game and also in the late game. It goes all the way through the game with it. We are definitely playing off a strategy here. In the first playthrough, we lost 2 times. 2 times to our second rival battle, and that was it. Everything else, we were pretty much in command the entire game. In this playthrough, we do have a better attack that we're going to have with Wing Attack, and it's also going to get boosted once we beat Falkner, so I said that earlier. That's something that we're going to have to do, and we're going to do that battle at a lower level, so hopefully it's good enough that we can just get through without getting any resets. So let's go ahead and dive into our battle against Falkner. Now, in the first playthrough with Falkner, he mud-slapped us to death. So we one-shot the Pidgey, so we don't have to worry about getting mud-slapped as much. We might still get mud-slapped, but not as much. Wing Attack's going to be a 3-shot, very good. Very easy win over Falkner. He usually can be a problem if he goes for Mud-Slap, but we do have a 3.5 minute advantage over our original playthrough. On the original playthrough, we had to go through Bellsprout Tower. In the optimized playthrough, I don't have to. It's part of my rules. I don't have to do that. So now we're in Bugsy's gym. We're super simming all these battles, and now we're going to take on Bugsy. Bugsy is going to lead out with a Metapod. Metapod is a great Pokemon to set up on if we had a move, but we don't have a move. Wing Attack one-shots the Metapod. Wing Attack will one-shot the Kakuna. We have a lot of effective power here, 135 effective power, and we're going to 2-shot the Scizor. Scizor is also flying type, so you think it wouldn't be that effective, but it is. And we get a very easy win over Falkner. We will not learn False Swipe. If you don't know what False Swipe does, it will never knock out a Pokemon. It'll always leave 1 hit point. And with that being said, we have almost about 4.5 minute advantage, so we gain a little bit on this. We're really trying to avoid a lot of battles, and what I've learned with Pokemon Crystal is there's a lot of spinners in this game. And in my first playthrough, like say first playthrough, I might be able to avoid all the spinners, but in the second playthrough, they catch me. And I don't have the ability, I'll go over that here in a little bit. But we're facing our rival. This is the hardest rival battle in the game. We one-shot the Ghastly, so he's not a problem. Q-Lava comes out, we're going to 2-shot the Q-Lava. We do tank an Ember. He gets a lot of damage on that, but 2/3 of our damage goes down. And then Wing Attack on the Zubat. Get a pretty easy win over our rival. That was the big point of contention that we had to worry about in this playthrough, was worrying about what our second rival was going to do to us. And right here, we're going to pick up Headbutt from the guy who has green hair talking to a tree. And we're going to move right on and take on Whitney. Now, as we're walking through here, like I said a little bit earlier, there's a lot of spinners in this game. Now, I know I watched a couple YouTubers, and Squidgy and Scott Slots. I think Scott Slots has the software that makes it so the spinners turn away from you. I know he definitely has that in Emerald. I don't know if he has that in this generation. That would be very useful to have, but it's a crapshoot. It's just a luck. It's a luck-based thing. And then I know I have another YouTuber watching, Squidgy. He has a rewind button on his remote control. But now we're facing Whitney. Whitney comes out with a Clefairy, 1-shot on the Clefairy. Miltank comes out. Miltank is going to start our rollout. Rollout doesn't do a lot of damage to us. And we just got to hit one more time. Very good. Get a very easy win over Whitney. And now we're looking at our time. We're increasing on our time. 7 minutes right now. 7 minutes, about 15 seconds. So we're definitely increasing on our time with Whitney. We beat her. We're going to get out of here. Take this hold. I don't know if you know this, but if you zoom out on this, it's actually Key Fairy. I'm going to go talk to this, this eavesdropping so-and-so. And we're going to drop to this lady. She's going to give us a squirt bottle. And then we're going to go face Sudowoodo, the rock tree thing. And Sudowoodo is going to come out. We don't really have a great move for Sudowoodo. He's kind of resisted everything we got. So we got Wing Attack. We can go for Pursuit. Pursuit Attack's the best move to use. Actually, no, Headbutt is. And Headbutt does a little bit more because of a physical attack stat. I switched to Pursuit here, but he doesn't do anything to us, so it's not the biggest deal in the world. We do get the win over Sudowoodo and move right on to Equity City. We made a quick detour to the Lake of Rage to pick up Hidden Power Ground. There really isn't a better Hidden Power. I couldn't find one. I couldn't think of one. So we're going to stick with that. We'll go over why that's so essential here in a couple minutes. Right now we're facing Komodo Girls. I'd like to take this opportunity to ask everyone, please make sure you like, make sure you comment on the video, make sure you subscribe to this channel, make sure you share to your friends so they can subscribe as well. When you like and comment, it gets it out to more people. It gets the algorithm going, so a lot of things you like, it gets it out to people who are like-minded like you, that maybe watch the same kind of videos you watch, or just Pokemon, maybe it's just Pokemon Crystal you like to watch, maybe it's just Pokemon videos in general. If you like those, liking and commenting gets it out to more people who have very similar interests. It's very helpful to the channel. So it gets out to more people, and then when you subscribe, it notifies me that you subscribe, and it notifies YouTube you're willing to come back and watch my videos. And you also can click the notification bell, which will tell you when I post. I usually post every Wednesday and Friday, unless something happens. Like lately, I've been taking medicine, so I have some nerve damage in my feet. So I've been taking medicine to try to help me with that, and it makes me very tired. So I usually get up at 3 in the morning and do this from about 3 to 7. I might have to start going back to waking up at 4 because it makes me extremely tired when I'm doing this. But we're going to move on to our next battle, which is against our rival. Now, this is why Hidden Power Ground is so nice, because look at this. Haunter, Magnemite, and Q-Lava. All three of those Pokemon are weak to ground. Now, Headbutt cannot hit Haunter, so that was a mistake on my part. However, Hidden Power Ground, we get cursed here. But here's the thing. Because of how great this move is against his other Pokemon, we're not going to take any curse damage. We're gonna Hidden Power Ground on the Q-Lava, Hidden Power Ground on the Magnemite, and we're gonna Headbutt the Zubat. It'll be a one-shot, very good. And now we transition from our rival. We're gonna fall to this floor land right in front of Morty, and now we're gonna face Morty. And also, guess what? Hidden Power Ground is very effective against Morty. He has all Ghost Poison Pokemon, and this move is gonna be super effective against him. And Hidden Power Ground is gonna be a one-shot on the Ghastly. Now, guess what? It's gonna be a trend. We're gonna one-shot, two-shot. I'm not doing that. That's a J-Rose 11 thing. But we're going to one-shot the Gengar. And then the Haunter, we're going to one-shot him as well. Making this a very easy gym battle. One of the easiest gym battles we've dealt with so far. Took no damage. We're not going to learn Metal Claw. That is one big difference between this playthrough and the previous one. Is not going to learn Metal Claw. So we've gained a time. We're up to about 7 minutes of time on the original playthrough. But we beat Morty. We're going to leave here and go right into Old Chucky Boy's gym. Now, Chuck, we're going to go ahead and watch some of the battles here. I really just wanted to fill some time. We're going so fast, and I didn't want this video to be like 15 minutes of just playthrough. I wanted to add a little bit more time. But Old Chucky Boy. So what do we have right now? We have Hidden Power. We just talked about Hidden Power. It's a great move. Okay, 70 base power, 100% accurate. We could actually make this better once with Surf. We can go get it. We could have got the Soft Sand and got him a 10% boost to Hidden Power, but we don't need to do that. It's not that necessary. We also have Return. So Return is effectively 114 power. The way that is, it's 100 and I think it's 102 usually, and then we get a boost from Whitney's gym. Okay, and if we hold the Pink Bow, gets another 10% boost. Right now we're holding the Sharp Beak because we have Wing Attack. Now Wing Attack is very effective against all the people in here. It's not more effective than Return, but when we face a lot of the fighting type Pokemon, it doubles the output, so it puts up to 148. Damn, it's actually a lot of power. Dang. And with the Pink Bow, it does help. And we also have, what's his name? Faulkner's Gem is giving a 10% boost as well. So that's why it's so powerful. And that's the option I went with on this one. And so getting Wing Attack as the start of the game really gives us these options, where before I think we had to go for Return. And I don't think there's a lot of massive difference between the two, honestly, because we're still going to one-shot the Primate regardless. And Poliwrath is a two-shot anyway. It was a two-shot with Return. It's a two-shot with Wing Attack. Poliwrath's a very bulky Pokemon. So it's one of my favorite Pokemon. Actually, it's my favorite Pokemon from Generation 1 for sure. My favorite Pokemon is actually Blaziken. We knock out the Primate, and now Poliwrath comes out. Wing Attack, like I said, it's going to be a two-shot. If he hits us, there's a little bit of chance it could be a more interesting battle. But we're still maintaining about a 7-minute advantage here over the previous playthrough. We had 2 resets, and we don't have any resets so far. So we win against old Chucky Boy, and now we're going to face Jasmine. So Jasmine comes out. She is a Steel type specialist. This is where Hidden Power Ground, again, is very effective. Because Magnemite becomes a one-shot. Very good. We've also added Agility. Now, Agility has really no use throughout the course of the game, except against like the last 2 battles of the game, where it makes it so we can outspeed some Pokemon that would like obliterate us if they hit us. And we're going to go ahead and do Hidden Power. And one more time. Yep, there we go. Knock out the Steelix. And Magnemite is a foregone conclusion. And we knock out the Magnemite. Very good. We get the win over Jasmine, and we have a time where we're just maintaining that 7-minute advantage. We haven't gained on that. And that was very uneven there. I got to fix that in the future. But that layout was very uneven. And now we're going to go ahead and face old Gyarados. The old hulked out Gyarados. He is going to go down to, what is it? Return? 2 returns. Yep. It's going to do nothing to us. 111 in health. Nice. And we get the win over Red Gyarados. Now we're going to move right on to Old Price. I'm not going to show you the Rocket plot line. It's really boring. There's nothing in there we absolutely need. Sometimes we do get access to like Sludge Bomb, which is very nice when we get the Rocket plot line. But now we're facing Price. Steel comes out. Steel comes out. There we go. 1 knockout. Very good. Kiss from a rose. Dugong Gong Gong goes down to 1 return. And is Powerless Sign a one-shot? It is not a one-shot. Blizzard doesn't do anything to us. There is one possibility there that we could get hit by Blizzard and get frozen. That is a possibility, but in this game, it will actually, I think it would defrost in this game. So now we've maintained, and actually, yeah, 7-minute advantage. We're right on it. Just under 7 minutes, actually. It's 6 minutes and like 54 seconds or something like that. So we got to gain on this advantage. And this is why I was mentioning like spinners and stuff. Sometimes you just have battles in the first playthrough and you try to skip over them and you get it in the first playthrough. In the second playthrough, you hit a lot of them. I've had some of them. Well, we'll talk about that in a minute. We're going to go for Return on the Golbat. Now the rest of these Pokemon can go down to Hidden Power Ground. Now we just add Swords Dance. We can get rid of Wing Attack. Wing Attack has served its purpose. And now for the rest of the game, this is our moveset for the rest of the game. We got Hidden Power Ground, Agility, Swords Dance, and Return. Hidden Power Ground on the Magnemite's a one-shot. Very good. Haunter is a one-shot as well. The very fortunate this Pokemon's not slower, because even if we have a move that can one-shot the Q-Lava, if Q-Lava outsped us, it can still do a lot of damage with Ember. So we're very fortunate about that. But we get the win over our rival. Very easy win, very convincing win. And we're going to move right on to Claire. This is part of our Rival Claire Rival Sandwich. Claire comes out with a Dragonair. Now, Dragonair, we don't want to mess around too much on the Dragonair, so we added the Paralyzed Cure Berry so we can do 1 round of Swords Dance. It does paralyze us, but we recover with the berry. And now we're going to sweep. Return on the first Dragonair, return on the second Dragonair. Now the third Dragonair comes out. It's a return as well. Do we one-shot the Kingdra? That is the real question here. We do. We obliterate Claire, all of our Pokemon, and we have gained a little bit more time. We're at 9 minutes now, just under 9 minutes. So we've gained a little bit more time. So we move right on from her, and we're going to get out of here, navigate out of here without hitting too many walls. There's a thing in the software that counts bonks is when you run into the wall, because we're moving at 4 times speed. Maybe I should have that just so I can know how good or bad I'm doing this. But with our final rival battle of the game, this is the end of our Rival Claire Rival Sandwich, and we're going to go for Swords Dance 1 time. We get our defense drop by a stage because he went for Screech, but we're going to do Hidden Power on the Q-Lava. Actually, we can Hidden Power the Accident. We can't. Golbat, it has to be returned because it's a ground move, won't hit Golbat. Now we can just go for Hidden Power Ground on the rest of these Pokemon. Magneton goes down to 1 Hidden Power Ground. Haunter comes out. It's 1 Hidden Power Ground as well. And then the last Pokemon is a Kadabra. Kadabra will go down to 1 Hidden Power Ground. So pretty easy win over our rival. And like I said, we have a 10-minute advantage now, so that's nice. And we're going to move right on to the Elite Four. Now that we're at the Pokemon League, we'll go ahead and look at our stats really quick, and then we'll dive into the actual playthrough. I'm saving right now. I didn't pause it and usually show it, but I'll look at the stats on the left side. We have HP is 157, attacks 189 with the corresponding badge. Defense is 158. Special attacks 109, which I'm not going to use. Special defense is 122, which I'm not going to use. And speed is 119, which, that's pretty decent. It could be better, it could be worse. And then our moves are going to be Return, Swords Dance, Agility, and Hidden Power. We are not changing this for the rest of the game, especially not going to change it in the Elite Four. First member of the Elite Four we're going to face is Will. He's a Psychic Specialist, and he leads out with a Xatu. Xatu will go down to 1 Return. If Return was stabbed, this Pokemon would be unbeatable. If we were like a normal type Pokemon, this Pokemon would be absolutely unbeatable. We one-shot the Xatu, we one-shot the second Xatu. We're going to do 1 Swords Dance to make sure we hit some ranges on the Slowbro and the Executor. But we're going to one-shot the Jinx as well. We took a whole whopping 3 damage from Jinx and her Double Slap. Very good. Get the knockout over the Slowbro. And now the last Pokemon, Executor, is a one-shot. So we beat Will pretty handily. And we're going to move right on to the next trainer, which is going to be Koga. He is the Poison Specialist of the Elite Four, and he leads out with an Ariados. Ariados is a great Pokemon to set up on. Actually, sometimes it's great to set up on, sometimes not, because he'll go for double team. He doesn't really have any damage dealing moves he can do to us, but we get the one shot. We are set up to +4, and that should be enough to sweep this entire team. We knock out the Venomoth, very good. We one shot the Fortress. We do one shot the Fortress. Hidden Power Ground will be very effective against the Muck. It's weak to it. Return will do the same thing, so it's not a big deal. And then Crobat, the reason why we did that is we're going to use Return on the Crobat anyway, and he goes for his evasive move. I hate evasive moves, but we still get the knockout over the Crobat. We beat Koga, and we're going to move right on and face Bruno. We don't talk about Bruno very much. He's actually decent in this game, so I'm not going to knock on him too much. But we're going to go and face Hitmontop, and we're going to go for a round or two of setup 1 and 2, and return is a one-shot, very good, and we should sweep this entire team. Hitmonchan comes out, that's a return, very good. You'd think for fighting-type Pokemon they have much better defense than what they have, but they don't. And, I mean, Onix does, but he's not a fighting type. I'm going to go for Hidden Power Ground on the Machamp, very good. I probably should stuck with Return, it's more powerful, but we're going to switch to the Hidden Power Ground with Onix anyway. Get the knockout, get the win over Bruno, and we move right on to Karen. Now, Karen is usually the problem you face in the Elite Four because she can Sand Attack, you can refuse you just off the jump, and Umbreon is such a good Pokemon. And Sand Attack fails, we'll take one round to set up, one-shot the Umbreon, and honestly, this should be a sweep unless we screw it up. Hidden Power Ground on the Houndoom, see there's where Hidden Power is very effective again. Go for Return on the Vileplume, very good. That leaves with 2 Pokemon left, we have Murkrow and Gengar. Gengar will go down to 1 Hidden Power Ground, another way Hidden Power Ground is super effective, and then Return on the Murkrow. So we take no damage against the most difficult member of the Elite Four. Now we're going to move right on to the final member of the Elite Four, the actual champion, which is Lance, the liar with the flyers, as my guy Squidgy would say. Recommend you go check out Squidgy. Very good YouTuber, very good videos. And Danhausen comes out, and we're going to go for Swords Dance on Danhausen's Gyarados. I think we can get the +2. Actually, we're going to get the +6. Okay, so we're going to go all the way fully set up, and this should be an absolute obliteration. Just return and spam it. Knock out the Charizard, very good. Knock out the Dragonite level 50 Dragonites. That's actually the more powerful one first. Return on the level 47 Dragonite, sorry. Dragonite number 3. Number 47, level 47, number 2. And then return on the Aerodactyl. It's a one-shot, it's a win over Lance. And now we're going to move right on and look at this Pokemon compared to the last playthrough and get our time locked in at 57 minutes and 11 seconds. And in the original playthrough, we are 1 hour and 6 minutes and 48 seconds. Could I get this done a lot faster? Yes. There is definitely the possibility it's done faster. If you've never seen another YouTuber named Scott's Thoughts is a YouTuber who, actually the software, he designed it, that I'm using right now that shows the overlay and the stats and stuff. But he's beat this Pokemon with about 1 hour and 5 minutes total, not just beating the Elite Four. So he's beat this Pokemon a lot faster now. So there's definitely room for improvement. I don't know the time in which he had when he beat the Elite Four, getting that time locked in. Definitely room for improvement. Well, we have a little bit more of this playthrough to do. We still have to do Johto. We're not going to show all of Johto because it's complete, it's trivial. I want to jump into the actual blue battle and then the red battle, and we'll talk a little bit more about this Pokemon and things like that. So I'll see you guys in Johto. Or I'm sorry, in Kanto. We're in Johto now. We're going to see you guys in Kanto. We're in Johto, and like I said, a lot of the gym battles here are very trivial, so I'm not going to worry too much about the other ones, but I do want to showcase our battle against Blue because he can always be a challenge, and definitely want to showcase our battle against Red. The Blue comes out, he has a Pidgeot. Pidgeot comes out, and we're going to go for Swords Dance on the Pidgeot. Swords Dance 1, Swords Dance 2, Swords Dance 3. I'm very worried about him going for Swords Dance because it could be very scary. I go for Agility to make sure I can outspeed, and then we're going to one-shot the Pidgeot. Probably didn't need to go for Agility. I think the only Pokemon that outspeeds me might have been the Arcanine. Yeah, that might have been a good idea because Arcanine might outspeed me. So return on the Gyarados. Everything here should be a one-shot now because I've maxed out my attack stat to 981. That's insane. Return on the Executor. Return on the Alakazam. Hidden Power. I switched to that because we're going to go for Hidden Power on the Rhydon. Probably could go for Return and still knock out the Rhydon, but you just never know. I don't want to leave it to chance and, something stupid happen. We get the win over Blue. And now we're going to move right on to our next battle, which is going to be against Red. We gave all of our Red Candy, so we're level 73 before going into this battle. We're going to save just in case we lose, but it's really hard to lose this battle unless you really screw things up. Pikachu comes out. We outspeed the Pikachu. It's a one-shot on the Pikachu. Very good. Now, Venusaur's going to come out. I don't know why Venusaur comes out second. It'd be smarter for him to come out with like Charizard. That would force me to have to set up on Pikachu, and Pikachu can go for Charm, and he can go for Thunderbolt and Paralyze us, but it doesn't. So we get fully set up, and we get an Agility. This is why Agility is kept, so we can one-shot the Venusaur. Not so we can one-shot the Venusaur, but so we can outspeed the Charizard. I think we might have outsped the Charizard. I think we had 180 in speed, but might just want to be safe with this. The turn on the Snorlax, it's a one-shot as well. And unless something catastrophic happens and we miss, the turn on the Blastoise. The other thing that he could do is go out and come out with Espeon. And Espeon could go for Reflect and diminish all of our attack. But Espeon goes down to one return as well. We get no resets, an hour and 16-minute time for this playthrough. We beat the previous playthrough by 9 minutes and some odd seconds. Like I said, only 2 resets. It's the same level. That's what's crazy about this, the same level. Some stats are lower. We have less HP. What's different here? No, not a lot different. Not a lot different at all. So that's a wrap on this on the playthrough. But where does this affect our actual time when it comes to our tier list? So let's look at what the tier list is right now. I forgot to loop this, so I'm just going to go ahead and pause it. So right now, before this playthrough, Scizor was in the B tier. It was just behind some other Pokemon. It was like, what was that? 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8th place. What this Pokemon was prior to this playthrough. But with this playthrough in the books, we have time locked in, and it's an hour and 16 minutes and 34 seconds, but it's 76 minutes overall, which puts this Pokemon right here at number 2. Do I think this Pokemon can be faster? I do. I think there's a lot of Pokemon I can replay through and make them faster just because I know more about the game. And I think with this Pokemon, I can find ways to eliminate some random battles that you encounter in this game. The tier list is looking pretty nice though. It's not top heavy. It's right around the middle. The D tier is holding a lot of Pokemon, and then the Ditto tier is holding a lot of Pokemon. So very happy with the results from Scizor. Do I think this Scizor can overtake Girafarig? I think he can. Maybe when I'm done with all these playthroughs, I'll go back and play through some Pokemon I think to just do a better time, or playthroughs that Pokemon I think I'd like. I think, for example, Politoed could probably have a much better time. I played that Pokemon a long time ago. Did not have the stats. Did not have the overlay. I think that could be something that's a huge advantage to that Pokemon if it happens. I think Espeon did have the overlay, but I think Espeon can do a little bit better. Espeon, yeah, I was thinking Zombies for a second. Espeon can do a little bit better as well. But one thing I do want to talk about is a video we're going to come out with next week is we're going to have a playthrough with Shuckle. Shuckle is I wouldn't say he's a gimmick Pokemon. He's very high defense in both physical and special. He has very low attack in both physical and special. It's very, I don't think he's a gimmick Pokemon because he gets normal moves. Like Wobbuffet's a gimmick Pokemon. Ditto's a gimmick Pokemon. Okay? This Pokemon, I don't know if he's a gimmick Pokemon, he's just a bad Pokemon. But we're going to play through. I don't know if we're going to have an optimized playthrough with this Pokemon. The reason why is there's no breeding moves with this Pokemon at all. There's no egg moves. And there's no prior evolution moves because this Pokemon doesn't evolve. The only thing we can do is potentially I could build like a super Pokemon out of this Pokemon. But like the scenario is I traded to another game and added all these TMs and traded it back. And that's what we're starting the game with. That's the only thing I can think of. I want to know your input. I want your input on this. What do you think I should do with Shuckle? Should I just do the playthrough and then move on? Because the next Pokemon after this one's pretty nice, Terracross. That's going to be a very fun playthrough. But Shuckle's going to be a grind. And I do want to comment on this. I was talking about it a little bit earlier. Like I said, I usually, the trend I do is whenever I finish a typing in a Generation 1, I move on and, play through all of them and then have a recap with my second playthroughs. It's been hard to do that. It's been very tiring. Right now it's 5:25 in the morning. I'm finishing up this voiceover. And I'm going to be honest with you, I'm tired. As soon as this voiceover is done and I, publish this playthrough, I'm probably going to go back to sleep. Very tired. The medicine I have really makes me tired. I have nerve damage in my feet, and so it counters it. And the nerve damage, it's very painful a lot. Like it's just sitting here, it hurts. It's not hurting to the point where I'm screaming in pain, but I can feel the pain, and it's definitely present. So taking this medicine is helping. It's a lot. The pain is diminished. But it is affecting my ability to do a whole bunch of playthroughs. I'm still going to get videos out. I think this Friday, instead of having the recap of Pokemon, the Rock type challenge of Generation 1, I think I'm going to have my first playthrough of the Poison type, and that's what I think I'm going to do. I've got a couple other playthroughs done. I got a Jinx playthrough. I had a second Jinx playthrough I had to get done. I got that done this week. So that happened, but I do need to do a lot more before I even think about posting that video. There's like 7 more Pokemon I got to post before I can post the second playthroughs for Pokemon I haven't done yet in Generation 1. And I think I'm going to start the Poison type. So I think tomorrow morning I'm going to do a playthrough of Tentacool. And I think Tentacool is going to fly through the game, so I think I can get it done. I can get it edited all at the same time. So let me know what you think in the comment section down below. Please make sure you like, make sure you comment, make sure you subscribe, make sure you share this to your friends. I appreciate anyone who made it this far and listen to my rambling. I do appreciate it. You guys have a good one. I'll see you guys next time.